In this video, I'll be talking about the VirtualBox networking, how the networking is configured, and what are the concepts that you should understand while creating the networking within the VirtualBox. So VirtualBox has, of course, various virtual machines that you will be configuring, and how the communication of virtual machines can take place within the virtual machines, and how these virtual machines can communicate to the external network, and how the virtual machines can communicate with the host machine where the VirtualBox is installed. I'm on my VirtualBox, and here on this menu icon you can see extensions, you can see media, you can see the network, you can see cloud, you can also see activities. So what I need to show you here is the network. Of course, in activities you can see the performance, you can see the host RAM, which is the RAM of my laptop. Laptop is called the host machine. So this is the host for your virtual machine, and the virtual machines are called the guest machines. These are all the virtual machines. Of course, you can install it. Step-by-step installation guide I have provided you. You can see if you want to understand how we can install it. So once you have installed, it will be automatically connected to a specific network. But what will be that network? So right now, if you see here, I can click here on my network devices. In this network device, there is one of the network which is automatically created, which is called VirtualBox host only Ethernet. So what is the host only? Host only means that communication between the virtual machines on your Oracle VirtualBox and the laptop or the desktop or the operating system where the VirtualBox is installed, this communication will be possible when you are using the host only network. And here you can see DHCP server. It is disabled right now. You can enable the DHCP server by clicking here, enable. Now what will happen that the moment you are using this particular host only VirtualBox, if I show you here Linux Mint, which is powered off right now, I can go into settings, and in settings I can enable the network adapter. And to which adapter it should be connected? Should it be connected to the NAT? It will be connected to the host machine also. It will be connected to the internet also. I can do the port forwarding of VM host, and I can also do the port forwarding of a WAN interface to LAN interface. Here I can define which adapter should be connected here. If I do not attached, network adapter will be enabled, but it will not be communicating with anything. It will be just blank. If I choose NAT, so the communication will be possible between this VM and other VMs also. The communication between this VM, Linux Mint, which is here, it will also be able to communicate to the host machine, which is my laptop here, and it will also be able to communicate with the internet using this particular attach mode. If I click to bridge adapter means that it will be directly communicating with the internet, and the DHCP server will be used, same DHCP server which is already there on my network. So I'm connected to the internet through this particular Wi-Fi adapter to my network. So same adapter will be used by my virtual machine also to communicate with the network. So this is called bridge network. So port forwarding or anything will not be possible. So it will be directly communicating with the network. So this is the bridged adapter means, which means that adapter will be bridged. Even if I go back here, for example, I'll just discard these changes here. If I go back here to the network, if I remove this VirtualBox host only network adapter, so my VM will still be able to communicate with the external network. So with what it will be able to communicate? It will be able to communicate using the bridged adapter. If I click OK, now my VM will be directly able to communicate to the internet and to my laptop, which is host machine, and to the internet using this particular Wi-Fi adapter. And if I go back here to settings, network, here is another option which is called internal network. So internal network means that machines will be communicating with each other without having any access to outside network. So this is the lab setup which you can do. You can have the network within your machines without communicating to outside world. So this can be a lab environment which you can create. So this is called internal network. And if I talk about host only adapter means that your virtual machines will be able to communicate with this machine. When I will create this host adapter, then only the host adapter will be created here and it will be able to communicate. Then is the generic driver, which is not going to communicate with anything. It will just be as a network adapter installed. Then is the cloud network. It is experimental right now, it is not available, and then not attached. So what we'll do here, we will be using internal network for this machine here. Now it will be internal. It will look for the DHCP server within this network. It will not communicate with any machine outside. If I click this even, this is my Windows machine. I click this here and I click network adapter. I choose only internal network. There is no other network attached, which means that communication is possible within this network. And if I click on start, and if I click on start here as well, these two VMs will start, but these will not be able to communicate with any network outside, because one, there is no virtual bridge created here, and second thing is that there is no NAT also. Here my Windows machine has already started. I'll just open this. You can see here the network is connected, means network adapter is there, but there is no internet, which means that I need to create any virtual machine here that will act as a DHCP server, and it will start providing the IP addresses to this machine. So we'll be creating pfSense on VirtualBox, which will be having two networks. One will be used for the internal network, another will be used for the external network. So we'll be creating a virtual machine here. I'll click on new, and on new we'll be giving it a name. It will be pfSense, and here ISO image is right now not downloaded. So in next video I'll show you how we can download and install pfSense on this, which will work as a gateway, as a firewall, and it will be internally used within this particular lab.